folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and welcome to Lookback. This is where we go back a year, 5 years, and 10 years ago. I take a look at the reviews that I did then and tell you what I think about the games now. So this week, I just have games from a year and 5 years ago. And last year, I just looked at 2 games this past week. One was You Betcha, which is a game in which there's a list of things, like name the biggest 10 lakes in America, or name the biggest, all the state parks. And you have to basically argue over who can say the most, and then whoever says the most says that many. It's possible for you to never play this game, but I mean, you're playing it, someone else outbids you, they might lose, but at least they got to play. Oddly enough, I kept all the cards for You Betcha, and I used them in different trivia games. Robits is a really, really light game where you're collecting parts to build robots, and at the end of the game you get points if you have the same parts and not. It's very light and probably a little forgettable because of that. 5 years ago, I took a look at Super Fight. Now this is weird because this game has really blown up. It's, a game in which there's all different weapons and things, and you say, I'm going to fight you with this, and explain why you win, and people will say, but wait, you're fighting with a limp, or whatever it is. They'll give you some sort of negative thing, and it's one of those styles of games, argument-style games, and I think they made many expansions. I thought it was okay. I also took a look at 8-Minute Empire Legends. This was the second thing for 8-Minute Empires. I liked it a little bit better than the first one. It's funny because back then I was not as big of a Red Raven fan as I am now. Now, any game that they come out with, I'm super excited about. But this one has held up. I took a look at the King of Tokyo Halloween expansion. I still think it's weird that the monsters are wearing Halloween outfits, but it did add a couple new monsters that I like a lot and some cool cards. And then I took a look at a couple games I did not like. Galapagos, this was a dice rolling resource gathering game from Amigo. I don't think it ever actually had an English release, and it was meh. Expedition Northwest Passage, this is another meh game for me. The concept was neat where you're cutting through the ice and going around, but I felt that it was very samey. Each game was not going to be that much different than the rest. It just wasn't that interesting to me, although the theme is great. And then finally, I took a look at Among the Stars Ambassadors. This is an expansion for Among the Stars, really good. Added ambassadors, they gave you special abilities. The only negative thing about this game, and the reason I'm dinging it slightly, is because I found as time has gone by, when you set up the game and you include the expansion, it takes a whole lot longer. A lot longer. The original game, you just say, here's the cards we're playing. The expansion, you're like, which sets of cards am I putting in the game? And it could really lengthen as you put those decks together. That might not bother some people. Other than that, the expansion is fantastic. That's it. Those are the games I reviewed a year and 5 years ago. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Look Back on the Dice Tower.